So the top 5 this week was kind of obscure, but I don't know. I thought it could be interesting.
It's hard.
So it's the top 5 things people spend money on, but we just don't understand. So I guess my qualifier is like, I would never go up to somebody and say, "Oh, you're so stupid for liking this at all." It's whatever you like, that's great. I think, but I'll see something that somebody has. I'm like, yeah, I don't get it. That doesn't, for me, doesn't make sense. But doesn't mean, it's not like a moral judgment or like an objective.
Yeah, I can only think of 3, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need some help.
Okay. Mine were kind of hard. It's kind of hard to put them into order because I don't.
That's fair. Yeah.
So I don't know if I like the top 1 or 2 or like I feel more strongly about. But yeah.
But it's fine. I mean, just say it's your 5. Nobody's gonna know. It's your list.
Okay, go back and edit that. Jeez.
All right, you go first.
Yelling at me.
Who's yelling? Who's yelling?
Okay, so we touched on this one last week a little bit, or last time we filmed. One of I don't get, and I have a strong feeling, or I feel strongly about this, is when people like purchase the early at-home movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the direct
right.
What do they call that? Like the
skip the
theaters. Watch it at home, but it's $30 or whatever.
Yep.
Like, no, dude, I'm gonna wait 3 weeks, and then
I'm for sure waiting.
I'm gonna wait 3 weeks, and then it's gonna be on Netflix or wherever else that I already pay for, and essentially it'll, I just save $30.
Yeah.
And the argument I hear all the time is, well, a movie is $30 and you take your, it's more than that. You take your whole family, like you're saving money. Like, no, I'm not, because
I don't do that shit either.
I don't do that either. And I don't want to go to the movie anyway.
Right.
And there's a million hours of content on like at your fingertips that you're like, all right, cool. Let's go watch this instead.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And it's like, people get you on it. And that's what I get all the time. It's like, nah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
No, that's a dumb take,
Dave,
because you're comparing it. The comparison is not valid. You can't compare because it comes out before it comes out in theater. It's while it's in theaters. You can't compare it to when it's free. Of course, you could always been able to wait till it comes out on DVD or out on a streaming service. Always.
Yeah.
The comparison is not to that. Its comparison is to the movie theater. That is the only fair comparison. It is not fair to compare it to something that's free.
But they're trying to charge me movie theater level pricing.
No, they're not.
At my house.
No, they're not.
You can close to it.
I could have 30 people at my house watching the movie for $30. 30 people in.
But you're
theater.
Never gonna do that.
When Mulan came out, Chelsea wanted to watch it, and her friend wanted to watch it.
You had 30 people here?
Not 30. But
I wasn't here, so I don't know what that was about.
It was before I knew you. Matt.
Okay.
We had like 9 people at our house, paid $30 to watch it. We absolutely saved a lot of money by doing that.
Did you get money from all those
without a
people?
doubt.
How?
Like, hey,
how'd you save money?
Because if we would have went to the theater to watch that same movie, it would have been $15 per person, which is already more. I mean, way more money.
But what if you just waited and had the same 30 people over?
Of course, you could absolutely do that, but that's not a fair comparison. The whole point of this is that it's released while it's in theaters. That's the point of it.
But that's fine. My point is you just wait.
Okay, that's fine. Sure.
But they're trying to say like, hey, instead of going to the movies, here's $30, which I will give you that if you take a family, there's more than $30 to take your family to the movie. But they're acting like that's like a bargain or something.
It compared to taking your family to the movies, it is a bargain.
But
objectively, I don't know. There's no even argument.
But I don't want to take my family to see that movie in the theaters.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna, and I'm not gonna pay movie theater prices at my house to watch the same movie that in 3 weeks I'm gonna be in the same place watching it.
It's not movie theater prices.
Way
cheaper than movie theater prices.
But it's close. It's in the discussion.
Go on. You bring your whole family to a movie. How much is it costing you?
Oh, it's over $100.
Okay, so Colin watching that same movie at home would save $70.
Okay.
I get what your argument is.
I'm just saying they're giving you a false comparison. They're telling you a false comparison.
No, they're telling you what to think.
Yes.
They're telling you, think about this. And Dave's saying like, yeah, that's not a fair comparison. but they just want the consumer to understand like you're
Yes.
saving money.
Yeah, and they're trying to justify
Yes.
that pricing at
Yeah,
your
'cause
house.
They want
where
you
you're
to get in the
using-
theaters.
Your TV,
Yep.
your internet, your
Mhm.
power, all this stuff to watch it, and they're trying to say like, well, it's still cheaper than the movies, and you're like, no, dude. And
Yeah, that's true. It's
So-
true. You could always wait. and
I
buy,
just
you
feel
know.
bad they got to you, Dave.
They got to you.
I don't know. I think I.
I'm also
Big theater, dude.
No, I don't.
Big theater
Big
got you, dude.
cinema
Big
is out
cinema.
there.
Big cinema,
lurking.
dude.
Big cinema.
yeah.
No, I don't go to the movies very often, and I
Uh.
think that's the only movie we ever bought like that. Was that one movie?
I'm also picturing
Yeah.
Dave at this like house party thing, like right before he like turns it on or whatever. He's just like, I don't whoever was there at the time. He's just like, hey, Stan, yeah, dude, you owe me $5 for this. movie."
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like I'm
All
not
right,
turning
guys,
this on. You're not gonna get to
$7.50 a couple. Everyone, pony up.
everybody pony up. And,
Cynthia and Chuck, you guys didn't pay. Please go
Exactly.
upstairs.
yeah, you're not watching. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not putting your
Yeah,
eyes.
dude, you think you can put it on
Hear your
this?
headphones. You cannot hear it either.
You didn't put it on this, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ask you guys to leave now.
See, that's the thing. I buy for $30, but then I charge all the people that come $15 each,
I'm
Making
with you
money.
there.
and tell them that hey, this
That
is like
they're getting
movie
a bargain.
theater.
It's like movie, how much would you pay the
If
movie
you're at your own
theater?
house, you'd have to pay $30. So give me 15.
Exactly.
Oh, Dave, you're smart.
That's a steal. That's a steal.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right, that's good. I
That's good.
understand where you're coming from. I understand where
Yeah.
you're coming from. I don't disagree.
It's
I don't fully agree though.
Big Cinema hasn't got to me yet,
Big.
so
All
right.
right. My number 5 is pets.
oh,
Okay.
Mhm.
I have pets. I like them.
Do you?
I no, I do.
Do you?
I do. Would I and if my choice, just me and nobody else's feelings in consideration, would I have pets? I would not. I would not. But that's not the situation. So I get it. You have pets, you spend money on them. I get that you like them as your, they're like kind of like family. I get it. But some people spend way too much money. One thing specifically is like keeping animals alive way longer than they should be alive.
yeah,
Like having chemotherapy done
Yeah.
on your dog or an ACL surgery
Yeah.
on your cat
Mhm.
or something like that. That's like tens of thousands of dollars
Yeah.
to like keep an animal alive who has no quality of life, right? Can't run, can't jump, can't, chase after birds and like
Yeah.
can't do anything.
Mhm.
And it's like spending crazy amounts of money to keep these animals alive.
Get them like fitted for a
Euthanize
wheelchair.
and yes, no, they're
Just euthanize 'em.
legitimately. I mean, like you're not
Do
keeping
you
them
feel the
alive.
same about old people?
No.
No, they're
Okay, I'm just seeing where we're at.
No.
Yeah,
Just taking a little pulse here.
Gauging
Just checking the
meter.
pulse.
No, like watch my pet
Just
peeve.
roll off the tongue real easily.
One of my pet peeves was dog moms, right? Pets again. So people
And
treating-
old people. Where
Nope,
it wasn't that
it
list
was
too.
not.
So I'm
Treating
just trying to.
no, treating pets as humans is one of my big issues. So that's what they're people. This is another example of it. Like, no, you don't do chemotherapy on your 15-year-old dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just
so
You know?
like water
don't have anything
therapy.
to argue.
And
yes.
so let me ask you this, Dave. What every household or actually should have this conversation. It's like what is that new marriage or the marriage encounter or whatever?
Like the prep.
yeah, where you got to ask all these questions to
Okay.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like every couple has this conversation, or at least if you haven't yet, you probably should. Or maybe, I don't know if you've had this in your house, but there's always like, what is the dollar amount that we will spend to keep this dog alive or save this dog's life?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's over X or if it's under, all right, you get to live another year and a half.
See, I don't know.
Is that we don't have dogs in our house.
But you've also had dogs that you've given away.
We had dogs. We rehomed them.
You gave them away.
We rehomed.
You
the
quit
dog.
on your dog.
Rehomed.
You quit on your
The
dog.
dog tried
dude.
to bite my child.
Bro, you quit
You,
on
should,
your dog.
you of all people should
And that's
understand that.
exactly what you should do.
Yes.
I had a dog. It was great. It interfered with my child at all in the slightest way.
Yeah.
The dog's gone. It's
Yeah.
gone.
I don't disagree
That's
with that.
exactly correct. There's no
Yeah.
argument. I mean, to me, there's no
I don't
argument.
disagree.
So I
with
didn't
that.
trust my dog around our at the time baby. So,
That's
Easy-
what you
easy
said
call.
to yourself
Easy call.
as you quit on the dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Colin just playing devil's advocate all night.
No, but I see what you're saying for sure, because I'm like team both what you guys are saying.
Mhm.
However, Chief has cost me 3 or 4 times what my previous dog cost me,
Yeah.
and it's not like he's getting ACL surgery but it's just he's like got allergies. I'm like, never would I'd be like, God, get rid of this dog. But now it's your dog, and you're
Yeah.
like, well, I'm not gonna get rid of this dog.
Yeah, I feel like that's reasonable. But like, let's say he got into a fight with like a coyote or something, right? And you
jack a coyote
and
up,
you
dude.
well,
Probably.
maybe let's say it's like
A pack of coyotes.
a pack of coyotes.
All right.
At least eight, right?
Yeah.
That's what
That would jack him
what's
up.
what it would take. So he got mauled, right? And then you take him to the vet, and the vet's like, "Hey, Colin, just let you know, like it's gonna be $4,000 to save his life. Like,
I'll
what
say
do
I
you
don't
want
have
to do?"
$4,000. I don't have $4,000.
And then you're just like, "No."
Well,
don't
you
do
could
it.
finance it or something. There's a
No,
payment plan.
I
like,
can't do that. I can't.
And then the
Yeah.
vet says, "Well,
Well, the only other option is to euthanize him.
no." He
and
says,
and I'll say, all right, let me go say goodbye to my dog.
"Yeah."
Hey,
Or what if he
hey,
says,
Chief,
Yeah.
you protected our family.
what if he
We had a
does a
baby?
a couple? Of,
Took one for the team.
Yeah.
what if he does a couple buttons and says, "There's another way you can pay."
Okay.
wouldn't.
Moving
I'm
on.
a happily married man.
Moving on.
We're just
Would not
gauging
do
the
that.
meter, dude. I'm just, we're meters and gauges.
It's like, I wouldn't do it. And I know I'm going to catch a lot of heat
No,
from all
not for
7
me.
of our listeners that
Yeah,
are
exactly.
watching
Not for
this.
me.
Yeah.
Not for me.
But I mean, the consensus would be like, you're a POS.
Nah.
You're not. Your dog just took a beating of his lifetime. You're not going to stitch him up.
Yeah,
And I'm just.
and he did it
like,
to save
sorry.
your kids too. Like that's messed up.
Yeah. Well, now if he did, I see.
Another level. Another
I
level.
mean, now he's
Yeah.
the homie, dude.
Yeah, and like KSN,
Like
caught
if it was
and
for
went
real,
viral.
like some coyotes were circling and Chief took them on, so my kids could like run to the safety. Now, dude, I
Hey,
might finance.
Can you
that.
imagine? Can you imagine?
Now I might, and you know what? No more kibble for you, dude.
I know you've.
I'm making you ground beef, dude.
let
You're-
me upgrade.
yeah,
you.
let me upgrade you, brother.
I know you've seen some
Come
of these
on,
videos.
brother. You want to sleep inside? Where's your belly? Let me do the good dog. That's a good old boy.
So this goes viral, right? Like, have you seen some of these videos or whatever? But can you imagine this goes viral? Like somebody's Ring camera picked up this whole incident and it saved like 2 of your kids' lives. Like, and Chief's just like mauling these people, right?
Yeah.
This thing goes viral. KSN like shows up
And
to your
then
house.
they find out I killed it. Yo,
They
Chief
found
was
out-
expensive.
You're like,
Not
hey,
really.
dude, it was gonna be $800, man. Like,
Hey, but I get him stuffed.
like-
He's just in the corner.
like
He's-
scrubs. Yeah. Dude, yeah. No, see, that's when if it goes viral, you start a GoFundMe for Chief.
yeah, there
And
you
then you
Yes,
get the money
dude.
rolling in.
Dude, Dave's
bro,
got
I'm
this
just-
figured out,
yeah.
man. Dave's tapped into the
And
human
go
psyche.
fund me
for-
on that story.
Oh, easy money.
Oh,
Dude,
easy.
People, like I said, even though I think it's crazy, people love dogs more than humans. Like they wouldn't send
Yeah.
you money like for your
Yeah.
kid in that situation.
Yeah. You
seen that
but they send
turnout-
you money for your dog.
Like when a police
so take
dog,
advantage of it.
Yeah.
like when a police dog gets shot or something like
Yeah.
here, like it was
Yeah.
crazy. There's like the whole city.
Oh, I
shuts
just thought of one. So I have a dog one too. But okay. So
All right, you're number 5.
my number 5, and this is in no order because I couldn't think of a whole lot.
You didn't do the assignment, even though we had 2 weeks to do
No,
it.
no, I was thinking about it all day. I just
Yeah.
don't
We had
care
2
enough.
weeks to do it.
I just don't care enough. Also, if you know me through when I was in school,
I was gonna say you
last
sound
minute, yeah,
you sound like a kid who didn't do his
Procrastinating.
I was
homework.
procrastinating everything.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
All right, something I don't understand that people spend their money on: corporate donations. Like you got at Walmart. Hey, do you want to round up to save the children?
okay.
Hey, do you want
Ah,
to donate
yeah.
$1 for this or that? Always, my answer is always no.
Yeah.
I don't care. It does not hurt my feelings.
hmm
I'm not donating to whatever cause you have going on.
Yeah.
I know nothing about it. And I don't like when people are like, yeah, sure. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
It's
Like why? And it's come to find out, like you do your research, there's a company for like whatever Walmart is, rounding up for that month or that year or whatever. Well, the CEO has to run, a separate CEO has to come in to run this foundation to figure out all this. So like the foundation is getting like pennies on the dollar donated to them versus, so like you give $1, the foundation is getting like 17 cents
yeah,
and the rest of it's getting eaten.
for sure. Even to me, even if it was, let's just say for sake of argument, every single cent you donated went directly to this cause, and maybe it's a fantastic cause. Let's say for sake of
Right.
argument, I still wouldn't like it because it's manipulative. That's
Yeah.
what I don't like about it.
Yeah.
I have no problem giving to charity. That's great, but the way they do it is manipulative. Is like it's like pressures you.
Yes.
That's what I don't. That's what I'm like against. Is that piece of it.
Mhm.
So like even if it was a for the good cause, I just don't like that. You want to round up to save the children, like right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
making you feel bad, and I don't like
Yeah.
that pressure.
They even do it when I'm paying my water bill. You ever seen that?
No, what?
No.
Yeah, you can round up your water bill through the city, and it goes to like people who are behind on their payments and stuff,
Yeah.
or people
sorry.
who I don't know lost their job
Yeah.
or something.
I don't care.
Yeah,
You know what else? While we're on the subject of that, I love it when you go to Sam's Club and they're always just like, "Do you guys want to upgrade to premium membership?" And I'm like, "No." Like, if you would have been a premium member, you would have had $144 last year. I'm like, all right. And then like normally I'd be like, I let my wife make those decisions, And they're like, what about a credit card? I'm like, that's a no. Like,
Yeah,
I'll
for
tell you
sure.
that right
No,
now.
yeah.
But like recently, I said like this guy was telling me the whole spiel, and I was about to tell him like, oh no, we're good. And he said, "Oh, your wife makes those decisions." Like he called me out, like he's heard it so many times from so many dudes.
Yeah.
And I just had to flip it on him. I was like, "No, I make my own decisions, and I'm saying no."
Yeah.
And he was just kinda
Nice.
like, "Oh." And then I was like, "Yeah, I snapped at him, but
Yeah.
nah, bro,
yeah,
I'll say no to you if I want.
Yeah.
Peacock a little bit."
But later's like, that's good. That's a good move. The salesman in you.
yeah,
Yeah.
The salesman in
he
you.
got, he got me. He got me.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, rounding
So your
up for
sneaky number
foundations.
5. Your
that's a
last
good
minute
one.
number 5.
That's
That's
a good one.
solid.
See, I told you
There you go.
they start flowing.
Start
like-
flowing.
They gotta come, bro. That's why you procrastinate.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I started number 5. So 4, Matt, what you got?
So one of mine I put is it's a personal thing, preference of mine, but it's like a brand new car.
Okay.
So you go and buy a brand new car,
Mhm.
and to me, like now, like there's all these like cars a year or two old, like with no mileage on it, because there's all these people that are like,
Oh,
I'm
Makes
gonna
no
go
sense.
buy a
They
brand new
live-
car. I'm
they
gonna go
lease.
get this, and it's like, if you have the money to just outright buy a brand new car with cash, like
Mhm.
I'm like, that's fine. Like
Mhm.
that doesn't bother me. But it's like financing.
Yeah,
for a new-
financing a new car because
if you're
it does
financing-
nothing but depreciate.
Yes.
Sure.
It's not a investment.
No.
I will say the only time I would have recommended buying new cars is around COVID, when everyone had like those, like they were trying to get you trade in
Yes.
because they needed trade ins.
Hmm.
They had all the new cars.
Yeah.
Like I had several buddies trading in their like 3-year-old trucks and basically driving a car off the lot
Yeah.
with cutting their car payment in half.
Sure.
So I'm like, okay, that's
And that's
good.
I mean, if the numbers work
But
in
overall,
your favor like
Yeah,
that,
but in
yeah,
general.
just like in general,
yeah, having
I just don't get it when somebody's like, I'm gonna go buy a 2025 and I'm gonna find
those are the same-
Lincoln Navigator.
those
when
are
you're
the
like,
same
go
guys
get a
with-
2022 that has 40,000 miles. People are like, ooh, the mileage. You're like, dude, cars are different now.
not
Like, the
to-
mileage.
not to stereotype, but also
Uh-oh.
those are the same
Wait for
guys
the
that
edit button,
have
Dave.
that like they have like 3 nice vehicles sitting in front of their like 2-bedroom house,
Yeah.
like on a not so nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, just stop wasting your money on this vehicle and
Yeah.
go upgrade.
As this again, that's just mine. I wouldn't do it. And
All
I
right,
don't
no
get
arguments
it.
here.
Okay.
I'm with it.
I feel that. So also my number 4, again, this is just my personal preference for the guy sitting in front of me. But one thing that I don't understand that people spend money on, tattoos. I don't understand it. They are extremely expensive. I just like just decorating your body for thousands and thousands of dollars. It
Yeah.
just does not.
Yeah.
And again, that's just me. I know people. My wife has tattoos. I know both of you guys have tattoos. I love you guys. I would
Yeah.
never spend that money on tattoos. And it's not. It's not expensive. It's not cheap. It's like very
Yes.
expensive.
It's quite expensive.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some people.
So then maybe here you go. Why do you guys? So like, I don't understand it. Why do you guys think it's worth it?
Because they're badass, dude.
I think tattoos are cool. I mean, I have a certain style of tattoo I like. I like black and white realism is one of my favorites.
Okay.
And I think like watching my tattoo artist, and it's the same guy that did yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, not only is the art good, but it's like poetry in motion watching him
Oh, for sure.
like freehand stuff
Yeah.
on your arm, and you're like, there's 47 lines intersecting right here. What's going on? And then like he's done. You're like, oh wow. I don't know. I think it's awesome. I've
Yeah.
always loved tattoos. I had an aunt when I was younger that had a couple of tattoos, like little stamps of different things. I thought those were cool. I just like football, like seeing like tatted up dudes like growing up.
Mhm.
I thought it was cool. I've always just thought like
Yeah.
I've liked that culture. Like even like gangbangers or like, you know, that are tatted up. Like I love looking at those tattoos just and growing up with like seeing cholos and stuff with tattoos all over the place. I always just thought tattoos were cool.
Yeah, and it's also like you get somebody really good, like me and Colin went to. Shout out to Brandon Hernandez. You know, give him some
Shout
give him
out,
some
no
run
free
here.
shout outs, dude.
Yeah.
You got plenty of my money.
But you get somebody really good. You get something that you really like or you're looking forward to having, or something that you have this vision of it, and then and then after it's done, you know, if you like it and stuff, which hopefully you do, it's just cool. Like see it every day, right? Like I'm sure you still look at yours in the mirror. You're like, oh, dude,
Yeah,
that's
I
sweet.
love it.
Yeah, I still look at mine every day, and I'm like, yeah, dude, that's tight.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. It just gives you, I
Sure.
don't know, joy, I guess, looking at them.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things like it doesn't make sense.
yes.
Yeah, and
You
again,
know.
like, but that's perfectly fine. A lot of this entertainment is like, you know, your entertainment budget is all for technically frivolous, right? It's not none of it you need
Right.
to live,
The-
right? So we all spend our money differently.
I think the one part about the tattoos, because I get everything and everything you say, just said, like I definitely back that. The one part I don't get is like the people that are like, oh, I just love the pain, like that stuff.
No,
You're
bro.
like, it sucks. Like the whole time it sucks. It's not like,
I think they're just
Yeah, dude.
lying.
yeah,
I think
and
people
the
are
people
just
that are
lying
just
to
like,
you.
yeah, dude, you got to feel the pain. And it's like, no,
Wait,
dude,
bro.
it's no matter where it's at, it's
No,
horrible.
that-
Yeah.
Those are just people who are just trying to impress you, and like
Yeah.
nobody's
Yeah.
ever been impressed by that. Nobody's been like, oh, really?
That
Oh,
came
wow,
up
this
during
guy's
my
really cool.
tattoo because I was like talking to the guy. I was like, dude, I'd be dope to like be numb. Because we're talking about like how all the
Yeah.
NFL players now are like getting put under so they can get their whole chest piece done in one sitting kind of thing.
They can put
Mm.
under.
Yeah. Like they
Dang.
knock them out like anesthesiologists in their
interesting.
house.
I
or
don't know
whatever.
about that.
Like several, like Max Crosby did it, like AR-15 from the Colts, Anthony Richardson.
I didn't
Interesting.
know that. I know you get the
basketball players
numbing
doing it.
stuff.
Yeah, no, but
but-
they're like putting them under. But yeah, there was this guy actually. He had done like 20 years in like the federal penitentiary or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like he was getting his tattoos removed to
That-
get them reapplied
Oh,
because of like he had like all like prison tattoos,
I see.
and it's like this arm was like super colorful, and this arm was like faded black and white.
Sure.
And as you could tell, like that used to be all the shit he doesn't like anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it, and he was like, "Man, you can't get that numbing stuff." And I was like, "Wait, bro, piece me
Yeah.
up right now."
I was telling my
like,
brother.
who cares? Because he's like,
Yeah.
"You got to earn it." I'm like, "No, you don't,
This is the
dog."
same thing my brother-in-law said, because I was like, yeah, dude, because I was gonna go back and finish this at some point, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna go get that like numbing cream, put it on there, and he's like, you can't do that. You got to, you got to sit through it. Like that's part of the process. I'm like, dude, if it makes it, like,
Bro,
I'm like, what?
there's
why?
still an area around my nipple that's not shaded in.
yeah,
Because after every session, I'd sit anywhere between 5 to 6 hours in the chair per session. And at the end, he's like, "You want me to hit that nipple real quick?" I'm like, "Nah, dog. No, I don't. I want to leave.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks."
yeah.
How do you pay for tattoos? Is it per hour? Is it like per inch?
Typically, it's
Is it like-
typically it's per hour, and like right now, like $100 an hour is like a good going rate. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the next time I go back to get a tattoo in a few years, if I have more to spend, our guy is charging $150 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of goes up, you know.
Okay.
There's people that'll look at a piece and like I want you to do it, and they'll be like, "All right, this piece will cost you $7,000." So it just kind of depends on the artist
see.
and the piece and everything.
Yeah.
So
That's-
they might charge you per piece, you know, however long it takes, or per hour.
Yeah, I'd say the majority of it is they're looking at it, seeing the size, where you want it,
The
and they're
difficulty.
giving you a breakdown of like that'll be 7 hours for me
Yeah.
to do, and
And there's tattoo artists that you don't really get a choice.
Mm.
Like, hey, I want to do this tattoo, but people just love that. Like, that's not me. I would never just like, yeah, do whatever you want. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I show my tattoo artist pictures of stuff
I
I,
want
like.
exactly this.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and like he sends me a picture back of like his interpretation. I'm like, that's cool, or tweak a couple of things, and
Mhm.
we roll.
yeah,
Yeah. I do.
But-
I think there's some pretty cool tattoos.
I,
But there's
I also
also-
think not being tattooed is cool.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like we were the end of a generation where tattoos were like cool, when I was like in high school.
Okay.
And, like I like kids like you like loved them or you didn't care about them, and it's like I know a lot of people with tattoos,
Mm.
and I know more people I think with tattoos than without.
Yeah. There's also like a new generation of tattooing if you haven't seen it. And I forgot the name of it, but it's like what's his name on Balin Colin. He has a good example of it. But it's like just little things.
Yeah,
Like all like I don't like it
It's
at all.
dumb.
Yeah, but that's where like the new generation,
call them
like
stamps.
young
dude.
kids in their
Interesting.
20s, you'll see them.
Yeah,
But they're just like little things, like all like
both my cousins have it. I'm like, yeah, you look like a passport, dude.
yeah,
Getting stamps everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like some type of like scavenger hunt or
Yeah.
something on their arm or leg.
No,
wherever they
like
put
yeah,
it.
I want my tattoos like from my wrist to my chest to all look like one piece.
Yes.
Mm,
So
yeah.
I think that style is actually like
That's
going
my- yeah.
away.
Right.
So there are like new,
Sure. Just like a fashion, just kind of like it's trends, I guess.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
I agree with you. I also like what you said. Like I do like the black and white ones a lot better
Yeah.
than
Makes
the
it
really
realism.
colorful.
Yeah.
It's like the really colorful ones. I'm like, wow. I don't think those look as cool to me.
I don't
Yeah,
either. I don't
me
like
neither.
the color ones.
So
Yep.
okay, cool.
All right.
That was my number 4. Tattoos.
So my number 4 falls in line with Dave's doggy daycare. These people that we have a person in our cul-de-sac. They go to doggy daycare. It's like, why? I don't know. They're spending money out the ass for.
There's like socialization for your dog, I guess.
who
Yeah.
cares?
So you don't
Yeah,
feel
see,
guilty they're home by themselves
That's-
in a
yeah.
crate.
That's it.
I guess my wife is at home a lot, so my dog is in and out. But
I can get. I would use. Feel,
and if you're in a crate, that's another thing. But like, throw them in the yard; they're gonna be fine.
yeah, yeah. I would feel guilty when we did have a dog doing that, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not gonna go spend like $400 a week to
No,
go put my
I
dog
don't
in
feel
doggy
guilty.
daycare.
Nah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's an easy one. All right,
Yeah,
moving on.
I agree. I nothing to add. I mean, you know how I feel about
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
So
number
another-
3.
So my number 3 is cell phones.
Okay.
So the brand new iPhone. What are we even on now? iPhone what?
16.
16. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the brand new iPhone 16 comes out.
Okay.
Or you can tell I'm not into this because
Yeah.
I don't even know what the latest versions are.
Yeah.
But that comes out and people are like, "Bro, I gotta go get the new.
I gotta go
iPhone.
get it.
I gotta go
Okay.
buy it or whatever." And you're like,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now phones are like $800.
Well, no, now
Cheap
they don't let
ones.
you buy them.
You can't buy them out. I mean, you could, but it's $1,000.
Back in the day, that was the thing. Is like you had an old phone, but you're like, bro,
Mhm.
this is paid off.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna upgrade. It's paid off.
Yep.
Now you don't get a choice. They just put the payment in your bill.
And so you're just always paying it.
Always.
Well, you can still pay it off. Yeah.
But you don't get to keep it.
Yeah.
Wait,
well,
what?
depends on what. There's different methods.
Oh.
You can pay it off eventually.
Yeah, but just that drops, and you have to be like, all right, I got the 15. I'm gonna go out and get the 16.
I
It's
do
like,
re-up though every year.
you do?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like a free upgrade.
No, I don't know.
That's right.
I have
use
the
my
12.
free upgrade.
I have
So
the
is
12.
what are you on Verizon?
AT&T.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I have. Yeah. I whenever I get a new phone, whenever I'm ready for an upgrade, I always get the newest one.
Yes.
I for sure I'll pay the extra money to get
Yes.
the newest one.
Same.
But
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna buy
get
it
it
when
every
it
single.
drops.
I don't buy it. Yeah, when it drops for every single year. But when I upgrade, I always upgrade to the newest model.
Yeah.
That's out
But yeah, so to me, I guess mine is just like when it comes out and it's
every
new,
single year.
every single year, like a new car. Like I gotta
Yeah,
get the new.
it's like barely. It's barely different. Especially if you get it every year, it's barely
Yes.
different. If you get it every
Yes.
couple of years, it's still only barely different.
Yeah.
But at least there's
Now,
like,
if like they came out with like I'm like
Oh, I
holding a
just thought of a
piece,
new one.
I'm just holding a piece of plexiglass and it's like Star Wars, dude. Where I hit a button and like
yeah,
there's-
like holograms. and
yeah, there's a
stuff.
hologram popping up
beams
and
into
like
my brain.
yes, all that stuff is like all right, man. I gotta go.
Oh, I get that one,
My
yeah.
technology is not up to
Yeah.
that. So
But like, so the thing about my phone, the reason how I justify it is if there was a formula for like minutes used per dollar, even with the phone being $1,000, the phone is probably my best ratio of anything
Yeah.
I own.
yeah,
Same.
You know what I mean?
use it for
So, like-
everything.
So like that's why that's how I can justify it to myself. So like minutes per dollar of use
Yeah,
is like
I don't-
very, very good.
Yeah,
I don't
for
go
fun.
that deep into it. I just say
Well-
I want this, so I'm gonna do it.
But that's fair. But you see what I'm saying though?
I can
Like,
afford it, so I'm gonna do it.
but what else?
But
is,
it makes total sense.
you know what I'm saying? Like if you did that, I mean, it's
Bro, I
Not even
opt.
close.
I opt for my phone over the TV often in bed.
I agree. Yeah,
it's
I
easy.
mean,
Yeah, it's
I don't
easy to
watch-
make that choice.
Yeah.
as you guys know, a lot of movies, right? Like, I much would rather be on
You're
YouTube.
fitting to.
Yeah.
But I get that. I get that. Like every single year, like this, like you know,
I've
like having to get it immediately.
I've just never had that desire to like
Sure.
tell people like,
Yeah.
bro, is that the iPhone 16? Like, yeah,
That's
bro,
fair.
That's what I do.
That's fair.
No, don't care.
So that's a good one. That's a good one. That's your
Yeah.
number 3, which is
Yeah.
the new phones.
Yep.
Okay. My number 3. Again, I love you guys, but my number 3 is clothes, but specifically shoes.
Don't say it, Dave.
I know,
Dave,
Matt. You're
why
a
would
shoe
you say
guy.
that?
I know you're a shoe guy. That's
Why you
great.
guys? Why you? What am I? Where
Not
am I
you,
at?
not you. Sorry, right. I didn't want to spoil it ahead of time.
Oh, okay. You're like, you
I know
guys,
you
I'm like,
don't. I know you
what
don't do
part
that.
of this?
I get a
Yeah,
new,
this is all him. Dude.
I get a new pair of shoes every year on my birthday, and that's it. And I wear it till they fall off.
Yeah.
and then I get,
White New Balances.
yeah, exactly.
Dude, yeah, I don't the shoe. Well, I was actually my number 1 is like shoe collections.
Oh, really?
So let's
Okay.
just talk. Let's just talk about it because I don't. That's far and away. I don't understand it. You like I know people who have them and they trade them or whatever. They don't ever put them on. Like I understand. Again, I understand it. I'm just like I don't care. Couldn't care less.
I don't understand the shoes that you don't wear. Like unless they're
Mhm.
like a game worn Kobe.
Well, because then you put creases in them, bro.
Well, no, I get that, but I'm just saying, like, to have a pair of shoes that you don't ever wear, that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to me, unless it's like some type of collector's item that Kobe Bryant signed
What
for
about-
his championship that you have in display
Mm.
in a room. Then I get
Mm.
it. But if it's just like, I'm gonna buy these, Jordan 4s or something.
What
and never
about-
wear 'em.
The argument that shoe collections and wearing like the new fashionable basketball shoes is for black people and young people.
Whoa.
I've never heard that.
I've heard that take before.
It-
Like you age out of like, hey, bro, you're an older white guy. You got to stop wearing those cool shoes.
I think
Oh.
it depends on what your
You know what I'm
style.
saying?
I think it
Like, if
depends
you're
on
a
what your
youngster,
style
you
is.
could be in.
So like that's funny. We talked about this the other day.
And this take come from one of my black homies. Like, he's like, yeah, it's like if you're black, you can do it your whole life.
Yeah.
This is
That's a little.
this might be. I want to maybe this is, I think it's a whole topic in and of itself, but like fashion and like let's just save this for another day. I want to put a pin in this and come back to fashion.
I like fashion.
fashion. So we'll talk about that some other time. But yeah, so but Matt, the reason I was saying is you like shoes.
I love shoes.
You buy shoes.
I'm a
so
shoe head.
why do you buy shoes? You're a sneakerhead.
Yeah. I just really like them, man. It's like one of those things, like when I was a kid, like we weren't poor by any means, but like I just really like shoes in, and I always wanted like, I'd always get my pair for school or something. And it was just like, I always wanted more pairs or whatever. Like I saw the pair I had, somebody had
So you were
100.
trying to floss at school.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, see, bro, when I was picking out shoes, I laced those things up as tight as I could.
Yeah.
And I made about 4 laps around Foot Locker. Because
Yeah.
all I cared about was how fast am I in these for when I'm playing football at
Yeah.
recess.
No, I guess to me it was just one of those that's like when I get older and have my own money or whatever, like this is what I want to spend it on. Like I like shoes, and I wasn't even
What about replicas?
like cheap ones. Like,
No, like they look legit.
oh yeah, if it looks
You're
legit, I don't care. I'd wear it. Yeah.
Will you tell people they're fake?
Yeah,
Like if someone's
I'd actually-
like, yo, those are sick. You're like, these are actually fake.
yeah,
That's
I
how
would.
I am too.
yeah.
I had a homie that would peddle like really like $200 to $300 watches,
yeah,
replicas of Rolexes and everything else.
yeah,
And he's like, dude, get yourself a Rolex or whatever. I'm like,
yeah.
bro, this is a waste of money because I'm the kind of guy like the minute someone's like, hey, nice watch, but yeah, it's fake.
Yeah.
It's like, why even spend the money?
I also think like that's just an age thing too, right? Because it's like I think we've had this conversation before where it's you're at a certain when you're like your 20s or something or whatever, maybe you get your first job or whatever, like you're telling everybody like, yeah, bro, I just picked these shoes up for $200. Like you're trying
Yeah.
to flaunt like all that stuff. When you get older, it's like you're a dumbass because you spent $200 on that,
Yeah.
and you flaunt like the savings you got on something.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yes.
hey, bro, I went to go get this mower.
It's the same thing
Went to
when
go get
someone
this
says
mower.
these taste good and the wife goes,
Oh, it's out of a box.
it's easy. It's an easy recipe. Yeah,
It's out of a
same
can.
thing.
Uh-huh.
Well, I bought
Like
it.
you,
yeah.
Yeah.
like it flips.
Yeah. But yeah, you're like, I went to Lowe's to get this lawnmower, man. I found the one on display. Like,
Yeah.
it was $350, dude. I picked it up for
Bro.
$220.
But
And
it's
you're
funny.
Word?
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because like the only time I cared about my shoes, I got roasted for it. It was 8th grade, and I had transferred to a new public school, and everyone. It was like the era of lugs. You guys remember
I had
lugs?
lugs,
Mhm.
yeah.
Lugs were out, and I was like late. I'm like, Mom. I come home, I'm like, Mom, everyone's got lugs. Like she's like, what's a lug? I'm like, it's a boot. Like I need some lugs.
Yeah.
And it's like that weekend we go to like the Payless shoe store, and we find some like lookalikes. I'm like, yo, these are them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not lugs. She's like, all right, cool. You can have them.
Yeah.
Put them on, bro. The next day, that Monday, I'm out there and people are like, what are those? Like that whole thing. I'm just like, oh, I should have never tried. I should have never tried.
tried.
dude.
Dude, you had the Steve Martins.
Yeah.
Or, no, they were not Steve Martin. They were something Martin, right? Doc
Martens.
Doc
Doc.
Martens.
No, my shit looked fly. It just didn't have like little metal thing that said lugs on it.
I
So
see.
Yeah.
just getting roasted on the playground, dude.
Kids are
Yeah.
the worst.
No, I love shoes, especially like Jordans and Nikes and stuff. But I do have like a limit of like what I would spend on a shoe. Like I wouldn't spend like anything over like $250, maybe 300 depending on what they are. But even then, it's like,
I'll spend $140 on shoes, and I'll wear them every day of the year.
Yep, that's what
Yeah.
I do. And like literally, they're falling apart right now.
Yeah.
So like, I gotta get another pair. But I'm like,
yeah. But is this something
So-
I noticed? Like I notice it on everybody. Like
Mm.
what, especially like dudes or whatever. Not that I'm like roasting people, but it's like the minute you show up in a new pair of shoes, or even you, dude, that's
Yeah.
the first thing I notice. Like anytime you're wearing a pair of shoes I've never seen before, I'm immediately noticing them.
There you go.
So
All right.
it's just in
Well,
my
anyway,
psyche, man.
So that's great. That's great for you. But for me, my number 3,
I'm
shoes.
gonna find
And that
out.
was my number one.
I'm gonna find out through this that like I have nothing in common with you and Dave. Like
You're actually not. We're not even supposed to be friends.
That's funny.
you're like, and my third thing, and it's something like very
exactly.
specific
Just
to
you,
me.
yeah, it's just like-
Like,
All
hey,
right.
I have
So
that
I'm on
thing.
number 3.
Yes, number 3.
My 3, I'll do toy collectibles.
Okay.
Like buying toys and keeping them in the plastic.
Mhm.
I mean, again, it's your thing, but
who does that?
I mean, just people.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, the tons of
There's a
people.
I
huge
thought
amount
like you
of
knew
people.
somebody who
No,
did that
no,
personally.
just I don't have it, but I don't have friends that do it. But I'm just like, or like comic books, any collectible.
Dude, that's what I was
Like
gonna
I
say.
can't understand you getting it, and as a kid being like, I can't open this.
Dude, 100%. I was gonna say that on the last thing, but I don't want to spoil anybody. But yes, collecting something just for the sake of having it
Yeah,
does not make sense to me.
no,
So like I get having a lot of things that you use. If you use all of them, or they all are different in some way, and they have some provide different utility, that's different. But what you're talking about is like a shelf of toys or
Yeah.
a shelf of stamps
yeah.
or something,
Mhm.
and it's just all you do with it is have it. That's
Like the
only
closest I can think of is like TY Beanie Babies was a thing when we were
Yep.
kids.
Oh,
yeah.
And like I got on the train and I think I had like 10.
Yeah.
You know, my sister had 10.
thing. Yeah,
And there's kids at our school that had like hundreds. There's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it is a craze. But like one girl's like talking about like, oh, I need this bear. I was like, oh, I got that bear.
yeah.
And she's like, you have that? I'm like, yeah, it's in my house. She's like, I'll buy it from you. Yeah. I bring it to school and it doesn't have like the tag on it.
Yeah,
And she's like, it doesn't have, where's the tag? I'm like,
Gotta have the
I
tag.
cut the tag off.
yeah.
Ooh.
Like, why would you cut the tag off? I'm like, because when I sleep at
It's a
night,
toy.
it's scratching me in
Yeah.
the face, so I cut the tag off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's
But-
like, she like it should be in a case, and then I'm like, oh well.
Yeah, I'm
Who cares?
100% on board with this pick.
Yeah. I don't think
mean-
I have anything that I
Nice,
collect that
dude.
I don't
Yes.
use.
Yeah, so like shoes that you like you said shoes that you just have. You don't
Right.
wear them.
Yeah.
For example, like
I don't have
but there's something must in the human psyche that loves collecting because it is a very popular thing. Like people collect stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like feast or famine, like when you're a caveman.
Maybe that's it. But I mean, like I said, there's stamp collectors, coin collectors. There's toy.
Bro,
There's a
how
Star
about-
Wars and
All right,
action
how about
figures.
collecting just junk at the house? So
Like a hoarder?
No, not like a hoarder. Just like, for example, like so I grew up. My wife or my mom was a very like nothing on the countertops. The house is always clean.
Okay.
Always, I grew up in that.
Mhm.
Teresa's house was clean, but there was like clutter. Stacks of like, oh, I'll get to this later. Stacks of bills. Stacks of this or
Mhm.
that. all over. And so like our house is a mix of like super clean / there's that junk pile in the corner. I love throwing stuff away.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Teresa's like,
That's a
well,
great take.
well, there was those bills, and I got like, well, they've been sitting there for a month, so like, if it's that important, they'll send us another copy of
Yeah.
this mail.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I'll
think-
throw it all away.
yeah,
I think
feel
at
that
this
way.
stage of life, like,
Toys, throw it away, dude.
yeah, I get more joy and satisfaction like off of like throwing stuff away
Yes.
than I do from like buying something new. Now, if
That
it's like for
depends.
myself,
No, I don't know about that. That's a
I'll
little too
for
far.
I'm not
sure-
talking about something for myself, but it's like, hey, we're gonna go get like a new bedroom set or something. I'm like, oh, that's nice. It's better than our other one, but like,
I've never enjoyed that though.
yeah, I'm just saying in general, like,
You
Even
don't
if it's
want
something I kind
You'd
of-
rather throw one away than buy a new one.
I'm just saying I get more satisfaction out of throwing something away than
Oh, yeah.
buying most new things. But I
Yeah,
guess
no,
most
I
new things I'm
disagree
buying
with-
aren't
I
for
disagree
myself.
with that.
Yeah.
If I buy new
Yeah.
stuff, I really enjoy that new stuff.
But if
More
it's
than I-
probably for yourself though. But I mean, like, would you have better satisfaction after getting a new TV downstairs, or like cleaning out a whole like throwing away everything in your like storage that's like cluttered and
Different satisfactions, but overall, a new
Okay.
TV.
New
Give,
TV. Yeah.
Okay.
give me a new TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's maybe a bad comparison. But
I was gonna say, dude,
No.
you want to try again? 'Cause that was pretty easy.
No, but back to your pick. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I'm with you
Yeah.
on that. But again, it's something that people love. People love collecting stuff. They have a
Yeah.
thing and they love collecting it. And again, if it's like, maybe it's a movie collection, like that to me is not the same thing, because there is utility in owning the movies.
Kind
Yeah.
of. I
Yeah.
have a huge DVD collection.
Yeah.
But like I pull it on my old Xbox 360 to play. Like, there's no more. And,
Well, yeah, but things get obsolete. That's just not
But, like,
that's just the
vinyl
reality.
records-
But still, there's still
but
is
like I'm
a
still holding
function-
on to them. I'm like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
should just throw them away.
But they still have a function.
Yeah.
These other things you're talking about have zero function.
like
And,
coins.
you know what I mean?
Like I'm gonna collect these coins.
Coins.
Yeah, or stamps, or
Yeah.
Mini Baby, all these things.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like I have a lot of board games, for example. But like,
But you played them.
but
at
yeah,
one
I
point.
play. I use them. You know
Yeah,
what I mean.
right.
So it's not like it's just sitting there on the shelf
Right.
just to look at. And
Yeah.
but like sports memorabilia, people have crazy amounts of sports
Yeah.
stuff.
I like having
know.
some sports memorabilia, but like, yeah, these guys that's like are just go all out.
Yes.
Don't care.
Yeah.
That's a good one that I
Yeah.
didn't think of. That
Taking pictures with celebrities, don't care.
Mm.
It's like now we're going into like a don't care
Autographs,
list. But yeah,
yeah.
like don't need it. Don't care.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you what's up. Hey man, I love your stuff. Thanks, man.
That's
Oh,
it.
it's good with me.
Have you ever been to somebody's house where they walk you through like stuff they collect?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's and when they show me, I'm like, this is awesome, dude. Like this
I
is
was
cool.
saying, yeah,
and
like
I'm-
this is cool.
yeah, I'm
I've
excited.
never
for
spent
them.
my
Like,
own money on
Yeah,
that.
I'm never gonna be like, this is stupid, you idiot. Like I'm never gonna do that. Like I'm like, this is cool. Like
yeah.
I actually went to one of the like Ashley's old like work friends or whatever. Her husband collected shoes, and he had like a room the size of like one of our kids' rooms dedicated to his shoe collection.
Yeah. Too much.
mhm.
And I was like, dude, this is cool. He had like game worn Kobe's and stuff. But I thought it was cool. But at the same time, it's like shoes that he's never going to wear, shoes that weren't even his
Yeah.
size and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
It's a collection.
I don't get that
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
as a shoe guy, but
Yeah.
so yeah.
Don't get it.
Yeah. That's a good one. That was your number. What was your number? 3?
Yeah.
Yeah,
three.
it was your 3. Number 3, which was collectibles, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Collectibles. Yeah.
Okay, Matt. Number 2.
So my number 2 is something that I use every day and that I like to have.
Pens.
No, sunglasses.
Ah.
So, and
okay.
my stipulation here is people that spend a certain amount on sunglasses. Because
a what? A certain amount?
people who spend like over a certain amount on sunglasses. So to me, if you spend like more than like 50 or 60 bucks on sunglasses, like let's say like 100 or more, or like
on one pair.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you have like a $150, $200 pair of sunglasses, I'm like, I don't get that.
and you're not
bro.
Patrick Mahomes or like a
Yeah.
professional golfer or
Yes.
something.
Because I spend like $300, $400 on sunglasses probably a year, but it's like $50 sunglasses at a time.
Okay. That,
I
yes.
just like lose.
That's what I'm saying. And my point, like why I don't understand, like why you would have like a $200 pair of sunglasses
For that exact reason.
For that exact reason.
Yeah.
Like you're going to the lake, they're going to fall off your head.
Right.
You're going to leave them somewhere. They're
Well,
going to get stepped on. They're going to
and-
break.
And like my big thing is like back in the day, like all the expensive stuff was polarized. So it was like better for your eyes and it cuts down glare, all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Oh,
But now, dude,
everything.
Like,
Yeah.
damn, yeah, you could buy a pair of polarized sunglasses for $20 if you don't care how they look.
Yeah. And like, I care that. Well, that's the other thing too. You can still get nice looking
Oh, yeah.
sunglasses,
They're fine.
but they're like, you can get a 3-pack on Amazon for like $25, right? And you have it for every one of your cars. You can have it in your house. Like, so it's just,
That's what I do.
That's what I do.
Not Amazon.
Yeah.
but
$25.
I have
2
them ready to
pair.
grab like wherever I'm
Debris
at.
or whatever.
But yeah, and it's like, I just don't get why you would ever spend more than that. And to me, and I've had it like expensive Oakleys and stuff before. It's like, I don't even want to take these off my head or do anything active with these because
yeah, I'm worried
they're-
about it. I can't do
Yeah,
anything.
I'm worried about
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's mine.
That's a good one.
I'm with it.
That's a good one for sure. My number 2 has already been mentioned, and it's cars.
Yeah.
Slightly different though. So it's not a new cars. It is souped up cars. It is like modding your vehicle. And like the one that comes to my mind are the trucks that are like jacked up.
Yeah.
The wheels are massive. They have these
Yeah.
like aftermarket shocks
Yeah.
and tracks on the top and like,
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no,
No,
That-
I get it, dude.
that costs
Jack
so
that
much
sucker
money.
up,
You
dog.
would be
Costs-
rocking that if you
Oh,
could?
yeah.
No, I don't like that.
I
at
did,
all.
bro. I had a 07 Jeep with 35-inch tires and a 3-inch
Really?
lift and
Mhm.
dude. I wanted all the cool
I
stuff
guess
to
I'm
it,
just
the Kinney
used-
tops.
I'm used to seeing you driving what you drive. I've never would picture you in
Yeah,
something
I'm
like
but
that.
a humble father now.
That's true.
Yeah.
But again, that's cool. If that's your thing, you like to work on your car and soup it up. That's awesome. But I'm like, for me, I just want to get my car from A to B. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's it. That's the only reason that it
Yeah.
exists for me. The only reason it exists.
Yeah,
And it's cool. Like you have like the American flag, like blacked out American
but
flag on
there's
your
a time
car,
and place.
and you
Yeah.
have like the black tires and like that's cool. I mean, that looks cool. I just like I would never ever spend money on it.
Well, that's like cheap stuff.
True,
That
yeah,
I did
yeah.
that I got off like Amazon. Like, but yes, like
But some of these-
lifting it, the shocks, and all this
Big
stuff.
big money.
No.
I'm with it. Dog.
And there's
what about lowriders,
there's
dude?
also no utility.
I think
like
we're
zero
lowriders
That's a
utility.
new
are sick,
That's a
dude.
New Mexico thing, man.
Yeah, maybe,
That's
but dude,
ingrained in your culture.
Lowriders. Like I always think, like if I ever like hit the lottery or whatever, like I won't have like I'll have like one lowrider, just
Mhm.
because it'd be sick to like roll on Dayton's, hitting the switches with the top down, like picking your kids up from school and that.
It's
Yeah.
cool. Watch out for those speed bumps.
I got the switches, bro.
Oh, okay.
Drop it up
You're
and
gonna have
I
like
see,
the
I see.
you're gonna have the catfish things, the
Hydraulic.
the
Curb
curb
feelers?
detectors. Yeah.
yeah, I'll have everything, bro.
Or the spinners and the floaters,
no,
rims.
don't
Are you gonna have
None of
the Are you gonna have like the metallic sign in the back window or whatever that says like
fool.
yeah McEntee?
Los Vatos,
Yeah.
Los Vatos Car Club, eh?
Oh, are you gonna have like the mural on the back of like
Yeah,
of the-
Salinas. Salinas, the singer. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'll,
always just think it'd be cool.
I know people who like it, and that's great. And that's nothing I'll spend
Yeah.
money on.
I get that one.
Because like also like again like a lot of my things that I have are the utility. There's like no a lot of these things that I'm talking about are there's no utility in them.
Right.
It's like strictly aesthetic or strictly
Right.
because it's cool, and this is like I don't know. Like,
But like I would do stuff to my Jeep to make it better at climbing up hills and like so like I was spending more time.
but
doing that.
are you climbing hills?
Yeah, I
off-roading
was.
and
That's
stuff?
what I'm saying. I was doing that.
okay, yeah, okay.
But like there was a like I wouldn't if I had a Jeep now I would never drive it because its utility is
I see.
useless.
So yeah, see, so if that
So
was the
that's why I drive a
case, then
minivan.
that's not the same thing, right? But like you can some of these trucks you see, there's 0% chance they've ever been
Yeah.
on anything but asphalt.
Call them mall
You know what I
crawlers.
mean?
They only go to the mall.
that's my
like
dad,
there's
dude.
no
Yeah,
way.
Your dad always has like some. It's like a Ranger. It's like some like jean set truck, but it's always
Yeah.
tricked out.
Yeah, and he tells me like one of them he got. He's like, guess how many 4-wheel drive gears there's on this? I'm like, I thought 4-wheel drive had like one gear. Like I'm in 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, bro. He's like, guess how many? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like 2. He's like 9. And I'm like,
9.
What?
I'm like, how many of those have you used?
That's
He
what
was like,
Big Al said.
I was like, how many of the 9 have you used? He's like, none.
All
But if I need them, I got them. And I'm
Yeah,
like, okay,
all
man.
9.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
My dad's a new car.
Your dad likes
Guy.
the new cars.
See,
He-
like we bought new cars before, so like
Yeah.
you don't so like that's something that we have done, but
We've done it
So-
once. We've done it once, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Never had a new car.
But yeah,
really? Your car now looks brand new.
It
So
does.
that's the thing.
Oh, I think. Well,
Your-
like I've
your
had
Yukon.
2 new cars through work,
Mhm.
like rolled off the lots and
Yeah,
given
yeah,
to me,
yeah.
but nothing. I've never purchased a new car myself.
Sure.
Yeah, dude, work going pretty well.
Yeah,
or-
work's going well
Okay.
for me, dude.
All right, that's my number two. Cars.
2. Golf clubs.
Oh,
Wow,
There's
I didn't
people
expect
out
that
there.
from you, man.
Well, like,
interesting.
so you need a good pair of golf clubs, right?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a good golfer. I enjoy golf, though. I'd say if you golf 10 times a year, you enjoy it. You
Okay.
need to invest the money in buying a good pair of golf clubs.
Sure.
Yeah,
What I'm talking about is the guys that buy the New Year's editions of the TaylorMades every year or every
Okay.
couple years. And I got new golf clubs when I turned 30. I had the same golf clubs for my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was going back in, the guy's like, "Hey, what do you swing?" I was like, "Oh, the Ping Eye 2s, whatever." He's like, "Oh, you're gonna love." He's like looking at my clubs, like, "Dude, these clubs are 70 years old." It's like you're gonna feel the technology difference,
Yeah.
in what you swing for now. So I get that, but he said like, you need to buy a new set of golf clubs every 10 years, maybe, because the technology isn't that better. Same with like drivers.
Mm.
Like if you buy a driver and like a guy like me who doesn't golf all the time, it's like you don't care. Like every year you're not gonna tell a difference.
Yeah.
So that I don't understand. Like I see, like I got the new driver, I got the new this. It's like
What about buying every single type of club, having every single one? Like, is that a thing that I don't know anything about?
or they
golf.
just
Yeah.
going like drivers and stuff.
no, yeah, like a lot of times like you'll keep the same clubs and just buy the driver or whatever.
Okay.
But like having every club in your bag, you're limited to, you're only supposed to carry like 12 or like there's a rule of how many clubs.
But you're not playing any
Right,
tournaments
yeah.
or
So yeah, there's
whatever.
guys that have like 8 wedges and you're like, that's overkill.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
exactly.
also like I get the job done with 2.
Mhm.
So but like if you're like my Uncle Pat, who's a stud golfer, he might have 4 different wedges because they do different things.
Yeah,
But and it's
For
worth
him.
it to him.
Yeah.
And it's not to me. You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, like that's anything though. Like everything you can buy it, and then you can buy the upgraded version. You know,
Right,
like
right.
these lights. You know, these lights are like I don't know how much they were. My wife bought them for me, but you can buy lights. One light that's $1,000.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? These
Yeah.
mics. You can buy a mic that's $70, right, or like $150. We actually got 2 for 1. Amazon sent me both of these, which was
Yeah.
awesome when I bought
Thanks,
one
Amazon.
of them. So shout out to Amazon. But or like 70 or 150 or $500 for a
Yeah.
mic. You know, everything is like everything
Yeah.
you can do that with.
Yeah.
But
you know.
that's immediate upgrades. Like, but if you're just buying new golf clubs every year, there's like,
Sure, it's barely a difference.
yeah.
Other than
If you close,
It'd be like
if you
the
close your
$500
eyes.
mic is the same as this. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see.
Like you're upgrading and spending that money for
Yeah.
basically no reason.
It's always like a diminishing returns, right? So like you get to hit like that one was like I was looking at mics. I'm like, if you want to get a cheap one, but we don't want to get like a $10 mic also,
Right.
right? You want to get at least this
There's a
quality of
threshold.
mic, but like as soon as you get over that, the amount it gets better gets less and less, right? Diminishing returns. So it goes whoop,
Yeah.
and then it like slightly, and then it basically levels off where you can't even tell the difference
Right.
yeah.
per price per dollar or whatever.
Right.
So that's
I'm
interesting.
with
That's a good one. I didn't think
Yeah.
of that one for sure. That's a good
Yeah, I
one.
didn't see you coming out with that.
Yeah.
But I can
Golf
yeah.
clubs. Yeah, I can see that for sure. I mean, you can see that for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. So number 1, we already did Colin's number 1.
Yep.
It was shoes.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Matt, what's your number 1?
So I'm gonna get oddly specific with this one.
Okay, I love it.
And it's basically from hearing complaints from like family members and friends, and this maybe like fit a certain demographic or whatever, but people that are still paying for Cox cable and Cox internet in today's world.
Okay.
And I'll say this because it's people like so Cox internet is like probably the best internet you can get, right? I don't know what you guys have.
Yeah.
I have Cox internet.
You
yeah.
do? Okay.
Yeah.
So
we have AT&T.
So, and again, I'm nothing against you for having it, but specifically in my scenario, and I hear this from like family members and stuff all the time. They have Cox internet, and they're like, I have Cox internet, I have Cox cable, and I'm spending $500 a month, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, tell them, okay, if you don't want to spend it, and I know you're not using the Cox internet for the speed, you're not gaming,
Yeah,
you're not
yeah,
doing any of these things that,
Yeah.
that would get the value out of that,
Sure.
the grade of internet. But they're, I tell them like, dude, you can go get Verizon, any of the cell phone companies offer home internet now. And it's like
Mhm.
$40 a month. And they send you a thing in the mail and you plug it in your wall and bam, you have internet. And it's good internet. It powers our whole house or whatever.
Mhm.
You have that. And then like the cable thing, you're like, okay, what do you how many channels on cable are you watching? And it's like, well, we watch like 3. And you're like, get rid of that. Like,
Yeah.
so
Do
basically,
they have a landline also?
yeah, and a landline.
Yeah.
And,
It came
they
with the
won't,
bundle. It came with the
and they
bundle.
won't let like the Cox won't let them get rid of the landline.
Yeah.
You have to have everything to
Yeah.
get the
This
package
bugs
or whatever.
You, huh? This is your number one.
Well, just because it bugs me because I've heard it so much and I've offered like
You're talking to
solutions.
too many old people, dude.
I've offered solutions to these problems
Mhm.
specifically, and even said I will offer my services to like install these things and get these things like going for
Yeah.
you and stuff, and save you like hundreds of dollars a month
Yeah.
and get exactly what you need. And still, it's just next time I see whoever it is at Cox Cable, I call them to see if they can lower my bill $20. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't, and it's just like, all right. Go ahead. Like I've given you solutions. You don't
Yeah.
want to take it. Yeah.
That's why I do. When someone says that to me, I just go
So I don't know.
crazy.
That one's
Yeah.
Just walk away.
That one's
Just walk away, dude.
that one's
see
oddly,
you, Anjanine.
That one is that
It's
one's a
oddly specific, but
yeah,
it's
specific.
one that like the minute you said like stuff people spend money on that you don't understand, that was the
Yeah.
first one that came out of my mind because I'm just like
Yeah.
the people that are still paying for that when there's all kinds of other solutions and
For sure.
you're not using any of these things.
And it's just
to
like
get the value out
it's
of
just an
them.
aversion to new things. Like, oh, I don't want to learn anything new.
Yes.
I don't want to set up process. I want
Yes.
to keep with I'm going to stay with
Yeah.
stay with the girl who brought me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I'm
Even
not
though
gonna
like the
mess with
setup of
anything.
Your
Cox,
whole life.
Yeah.
yeah, the setup of Cox is like a complicated thing. Like you have to have a router, and I don't know how it is now, but like you have to have all kinds of stuff. But I guess they come out and install it or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they do.
yeah, but yeah,
It's not.
just-
It's
yeah.
not hard at all.
It's not hard.
all right.
But no, I get that. I mean, I have Cox Gigablast or whatever, but I play
Yes.
games and like I upload, for example, like hour-long YouTube videos that take a long time, and then with Gigablast, and if it wasn't Gigablast, it would take for freaking ever
Yes.
to upload these videos.
So that I get.
So,
like you need the best.
yeah,
internet.
we have tons of devices.
I
We
will
have tons
s-
of things.
I
So
will
like
say-
it's, for me, it's like the extra speed and the extra
Yes.
bandwidth is worth it.
I pay for the best internet just because I'm impatient.
Yeah, I mean that's
I'm
true.
not
Yeah.
waiting, dude.
You don't want to
Yeah.
wait. Yeah,
Turn it on.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, again, that's one. If you have it, there's nothing against you if you're using it, but it's just
This is like specifically your family.
I was gonna say, Your family parties sound riveting.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
yeah.
That's funny.
So-
All right,
Okay,
Dave. What's
okay.
your number one?
My number one is fine dining. I do not understand spending money on fine dining.
Well, I disagree on
Dude,
this.
I will go out for the very few times I've been fine dining, like a really nice steakhouse or really nice things. Like, first of all, I was never paying any of the times. And I never went. It's always like a work event or like some like corporate sponsored thing.
Yeah.
And I look at the prices. I'm like, this is $100 for a steak, and the steak comes out and it's this big. It's like
so good.
I'm like, what?
So good.
And it's everything's so pretentious, and everybody's so pretentious there. And there's a
The
certain
serving
thing you can't
sizes.
say. You
There-
can't do these things.
There
and
is
like,
that. There is
and
that.
it's like
Stuff's in French.
it's not as it's first of all, it's not better than it's not that much better than other places.
Texas
steak-wise.
Roadhouse.
It's not that much better.
yes, it is.
It might be better, but not that much better. Not $80 better
yeah.
for a smaller portion. And like, it's every time I leave, I'm like, I'm still hungry. That was not that. I mean, was that 3 bites good?
You,
Sure.
you can
don't
fill up
know.
on the escargot.
Dude,
I feel, dude, you go to like a fancy steak restaurant, I think it's worth it. Now, I will say this: I've been exposed to a lot more fancy dining
Mm,
because of my job,
okay.
and the pretentiousness at some of these restaurants
yeah.
kills me.
Yeah,
dude.
that's
Like,
that's
how dare this peasant ask a question
Yeah,
about the menu or whatever.
100%.
Or like even how, dude, they had to teach me at my new job how to like conduct yourself at dinner.
yeah,
Because like we sat down with these doctors and
Yeah.
these like super
Yeah.
rich, influential people, and I'm like looking at the menu, like, all right, what are we gonna get? no one touches a menu. Like afterwards, my boss is like, "Yo, don't be the first guy to touch your menu, and if you are, you better have waited for like 20 minutes."
What?
And I'm just like, "What? Yeah, dude,
Why?
it's like a 4-hour-long dinner.
Like
You
stupid.
no one finishes their food. Like everyone leaves bites on the plate. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like cleaning my plate off. I look up, everyone's done eating, and like 3/4 of it's eaten everywhere. Like
Yeah.
on any dish, always. There's like these weird rules.
Dude, the whole thing.
Are these people
the
like
whole thing
super
is
in
just,
shape like people or something?
No,
No, it's just decorum. It's decorum. It's,
It's
how
how
you
you
conduct
act,
yourselves
yeah.
in these environments.
So you're not like looking like a hog or something?
you just
yeah, pretty
I'm
much.
rich enough to throw this. I don't have no idea
Yeah.
but it's kind of like the thing. Like
Yeah,
you don't finish your plate.
I'm
You don't ask
being-
for a box.
informed
right now.
You don't.
yeah.
They're used to
A
they're used to
box.
picking up food that's been half eaten. Like throw this.
yeah, dude.
They know no one wants a box, but because of that, I've got those, and it's really good food.
Mhm.
I have like on date nights and stuff, instead of just like ripping the Emerson Biggins down the road, the sports bar or whatever, because I don't care either. But I'm like, hey, let's go try this new steakhouse. Let's try this or that, because sometimes it will knock your socks off, dude. How much better it is. So I think there
Maybe.
is a limit.
Yeah.
Or the type of food, like sushi. You can get like affordable sushi.
Mhm.
You can get upscale sushi. You can get
Mhm.
like really expensive sushi. I think that matters. You can tell a difference in that.
I think, and I'm not a big sushi, but I think steaks. You can tell the difference between a $20 steak and a $60
Yes,
steak.
I
Like,
will also say this: like the run of the mill steakhouses, Texas Roadhouse, that echelon of steakhouses. I'm pretty confident in my grilling abilities these days, where I can make a steak at home that's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like I don't go to Texas Roadhouse. I'm like, oh, how do these guys do it?
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty good at
You know how
grilling
many
steaks now at my house.
dudes I've heard that from. It's just funny. That's like
Really?
such a guy thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're just
It's
like,
true though.
why would I go
I-
buy a
I
steak when I
agree.
can
Yeah.
make it better at my house and stuff? And you're
Yeah.
like,
I don't even deny that it's better. I don't deny it's better.
yeah,
I deny that it's $100 better.
yeah.
That's what I deny.
Yes.
$100 better. I
Yeah.
don't know about
I'm-
that.
And I would
Like,
just say,
that's-
I like your take, except it depends on certain things. Because there's some stuff I've had at some of these places. I'm just like,
sure.
how,
But would you pay?
whoa.
But would you pay for it out of your pocket?
I've gone back and been like, taking my wife, like,
Really?
yes, we need to go try this.
Okay.
Now I'm not having the whole shebang like I did
yeah,
on the
yeah,
company
yeah.
dollar.
Yeah.
But I'm like, we're for sure coming here and we're
Yeah.
getting this
thing,
item.
exact thing.
We've been to
Yes.
very few
Okay.
places and ate like fine dining
Yeah,
on our own dime,
yeah.
and
I've never.
and yeah, it's just I don't like to spend unnecessary. Like when I see the bill, like at one of these places, like oh god, what's that place? Giorgio's or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
George's.
George's.
Yeah,
I think it's
George's
on
Bistro.
Central.
that one is like, dude, we got our bill and it was $150 or something.
Yeah.
and it's just like, dude, that was not like I just think
See, like to me, that's fine.
but it's just two people.
Yeah.
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 See, well,
I'm
that's-
not doing it all the time, but it's
Yeah.
like if I'm going out, like Teresa knows, like
Mhm.
my wife knows. Don't say let's go out and then like, hey, let's share a meal.
Mhm.
Like if we're going out,
Sure.
we're experiencing this thing. If I want to try 4 of those appetizers,
Sure.
Yeah,
like let's get them all.
Sure.
yeah,
You want to try 3 different of the drinks because let's go. We're going all the way.
yeah.
Sure.
Uh,
And again, that's great. I love that. If you guys enjoy that, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But that's why it's on my list because
Yeah.
but it's not just the food. See, like the food is only one aspect of the fine dining experience that I do not like.
I don't like. Yeah,
And, like,
I'm not a fan of the fine dining
atmosphere, it's the
Yes.
people, it's the waiters, it's
what I
the,
The
said,
lighting, you
all
can't
of
see.
that
It's
stuff.
always dark.
like you can't really talk. You got to make sure you're being quiet. And it's
I've
like-
been shushed. I've been shushed.
yes, exactly.
You
the
have?
whole
I've
thing.
I've been shushed
And-
at dinners before. Yeah.
And then to top it off, you're paying through the butt. You're paying through the
Yeah.
nose for this
Yeah.
experience. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And it's not for me. It's not for me. And that's
Yeah.
really maybe if I experience more of the. I haven't had that many experiences, to be fair. Also,
yeah.
but all of them have left a lot to be desired from me.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know.
And I on my old sales team, everybody was foodies like that.
Really,
So like we'd go to some place. Teresa and I were like, we don't fit in this place.
Yes, that's
And
how I
they're
feel.
like, this
Yeah.
isn't as good as I thought it would have
Yeah.
been. I'm like, okay, shut
Dude,
up.
that's how I feel, dude. I walk in there, I'm like, I don't belong here. Just immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do not belong here.
Dude, I feel like that's a separate list of like top 5 types of people
Well,
that
you
annoy
won't.
you. That
Ah.
annoy you. Foodies are one where
Oh.
you're like, all right, man, I get you're like way into all this stuff, but like to me, like I don't have that
Yeah.
sophisticated of a palate. I'm like, I can. This is good, great. I'm gonna eat it. It may not be the
Mhm.
world's best, but I'm
I-
fine with it. I don't like walk into some place and like my whole day is ruined or whatever if like the food or
I would
whatever.
say I'm a foodie in the fact that like I'm gonna hear of goods and I'll eat anything, and I'll be like, this is knock your socks off good.
yeah.
I won't tell you. I can't break down the flavor profiles. I'm like,
It
this
has
is amazing.
subtle notes
Yeah.
of oregano.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not even
Yeah.
close to a foodie
This
you
is-
never
yeah.
would claim to be.
Yeah.
I do like experiencing new stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, like Dave would say, like I would never go do any of that stuff on my own dime to be like, hey, let's go out and
It's like the prices aren't even on the freaking menu.
That's a scary one, dude.
That's when you
Yeah.
freaking know.
That's a
Yeah.
scary one.
Yeah.
yeah, or like
That's
one
a
drink
scary-
is like $23.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Yeah.
See, like that's one that could be an honorable mention for me.
Alcohol?
See,
I
alcohol.
thought you were gonna say
But
it.
see, I do understand it though. That's why I don't. Even though I would never spend money on it, because this is the list I don't understand. I do understand why people spend money on it. That's why I wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's why it's not
Yeah.
on my list.
Right.
Because I think that's different than this list.
Yeah.
You know, that's just different. That's just different tastes,
Yeah.
kind of thing. I guess this whole thing is about taste, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would never spend money on alcohol. I mean, because I know because you can go to we ever get our bills, you know, like my bill is usually like $30 or $40 cheaper than everybody else's bill, like
Yeah.
specifically because
Yeah. The booze.
I got a drink, a $3, you know, Coke, and I got it refilled 6 times for free. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So, but again, that's not nothing wrong with it. It's just different strokes.
I stopped drinking quite a bit at restaurants.
Mm.
It's
I don't really drink much at restaurants ever unless we're going out like we did or whatever. But
Yeah.
if we're
I-
just like going out with the family, I'd never
like I don't like drinking beer with food.
I don't either.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So like if I'm at a
Interesting.
restaurant, like if I'm waiting, I'll have a beer beforehand. But
Okay.
like when food comes, like you want another one? I'm like, nope, dude, give me water.
Interesting.
Yeah. Same.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't really drink while I'm eating ever.
I guess I always thought that was
A thing.
that was like
Well, there's like because they compare things together, right? Like there's a lot of food pairings with beer and
like
with wine.
Sure.
But I just like I'm not. There's people who like I like steak and red wine.
Hmm.
I like any of my food with water. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I water is my last choice for a drink with meals because I like having a flavor that kind of like changes I don't know. So I'm eating this flavor and it clears the palate essentially. I
Yeah.
think water does it as
With
well.
sugar, just coat the palate with sugar.
100%. Yeah.
Why not just water?
I don't know. Water doesn't do it as well.
Are you a
for
water
me.
drinker though?
Yeah, I like for sure. But I'm saying like with a meal, I'd rather have something that has flavor with it.
Always, or just when you're out?
I mean, if I had a choice, I would rather have. So like at work, I'll have get water from our Culligan, but I'll like I squirt like
Oh,
the
you're not a
Mio,
plain water guy.
no. If I'm like working out or just drinking water by itself, then I have no problem with it being.
Yeah.
It's with a meal is when I want the flavor.
I
Yeah,
am
Yeah.
Because I had a friend who could not drink water without flavoring it somehow.
Oh no, I
That's
love
me,
water.
dude.
No, I
you
love
are
water.
that way?
that's me. Unless like
Yeah.
Dave said, if I'm like working out, I just mowed the lawn or something, yeah, I can chug water if I'm super thirsty. But if
Bro.
I'm just like hanging out and I'm
That's
in my
true.
house,
You always have
Let's-
Propel. That's true. You do. You like
I-
always have
all
Propel.
the
Yeah,
in
you
your
time,
always
house.
bro.
have flavor stuff.
That's me.
Let's
True,
talk
I didn't
about
realize that.
that's
how
me.
much I hate working out or like when I played football, like at practice, and someone hits you with the Gatorade. I'm like, get that out of my face.
What?
I need straight water right
Oh.
now.
Hmm.
Like, I don't want that sugary BS. I need water.
But bro, if you're like hot, like when you're outside for outdoor practice for like football, whatever it was, and it's like hot as hell, I think nothing hits harder than like an ice cold Gatorade. dude.
Post practice, yes.
Okay, yeah,
That's
Not
I was
during.
I was
Okay.
that was my exact qualifier.
that's good.
Yeah.
During practice, when I just want water. After practice, I think a Gatorade
Hit
does.
me
The
with
hit
it.
Gatorade hits.
Yeah, or
Hit me.
yeah.
Give me
Gatorade
that all
Powerade
sport.
hits it.
Yes,
I agree
dude,
with that.
all sport. Is that the one that was slightly carbonated?
I don't know. I didn't
Yes,
have that
it
one.
was. It was. And they had like, oh, bro,
Yeah, it had that like tang,
give
man.
it to me.
It was
They-
spicy,
you
little
you
bit
chug half the
spicy.
bottle. Yeah, a little spicy, burn the throat a little bit.
Yeah,
Bring it back,
That's
dude.
funny.
All sport was hitting, dude.
dude, I slammed some
Red
all
and
sports.
blue. Hey, how about the take? If you call Gatorade by its flavor, you're a cop. Have you seen this? And then someone was like,
Oh, instead of the
what,
color.
what do you call? What about like Arctic Berry or whatever? He's like, you mean light blue? Nice try, cop. yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Nice
Instead
try,
of
officer.
What do you
That's
call? What do you
interesting.
mean you don't call it grape? Like, no, it's purple.
It's purple.
Yeah. What about the glacier? You're like
White.
clear.
Yeah, clear,
yeah.
white.
That's funny.
Yeah, dude.
That's funny. Don't take off your headset until we're done. Don't take it off.
Sorry.
Why?
'Cause I don't know because you're always like, is this
That's
like
what you do, dude. And then you walk away.
let's
Top
let's sign out
five.
and then take them off.
Baseball player numbers of all time.
Okay. Well, we're gonna think about that. Until next time. Thanks
Top
for
five.
watching. I guess
Lazy
I don't
dog
know. That was
boys out.
terrible. We'll see. You next week.
Oh.
Can I take my headset off now?